Have you ever tried to picture what $1 trillion actually looks like? It's kind of mind-boggling, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do in this explainer. We're diving deep into the massive fortunes at the very, very top of the global economy.
All right, let's just start with a number that is, honestly, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. $16 trillion. I mean, that's the estimated combined net worth of the world's 3,000 or so billionaires in 2025. We're talking about a figure that literally shapes industries, entire economies, our future.
Okay, so when you hear a number that big, it just naturally leads to the next question, right? Who are these people? Where did all this wealth actually come from? And what's so fascinating is that it's not just one story. It's a collection of empires built on completely different foundations. In fact, you could say they're built on two fundamentally opposing ideas of what value even is.
So first up, let's talk about the tech titans. I mean, these are the architects of our modern digital age, right? The people who literally built their fortunes on code, on data, and on these incredibly ambitious visions of what the future could be.
And here's the lineup. You've got Musk, who's all about EVs and space. Larry Ellison, the guy quietly powering global business with software. Of course, there's Zuckerberg, who basically connected the entire planet, and Jeff Bezos, who completely changed how we all shop. It's like four kings, each with their own digital kingdom.
Let's zoom in on Elon Musk for a second. The thing about his wealth is, it's not from just one big idea. It's this incredible fusion of several huge ideas. Think about it. At the same time, he's totally changing the game on our roads with Tesla, he's pushing into orbit with SpaceX, and now he's diving headfirst into AI with XAI. It's wild.
And this whole thing isn't just about business here on Earth either. You've got this new space race heating up. On one side, Musk's SpaceX. On the other, Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin. It's a totally new kind of competition, It's funded by these massive private fortunes, and you can tell it's driven by some very personal, very big ambitions.
Speaking of Bezos, his empire is really built on two massive pillars. First, there's the one we all see and use every day, right? Amazon.com. But then there's this hidden giant, Amazon Web Services, AWS. This is the stuff that powers a huge, huge chunk of the internet. So one is the face of the company, and the other is, well, it's the engine. And then you have this almost unbelievable story, how a small idea for a social network cooked up in a dorm room can literally change the entire world. That's Mark Zuckerberg. That little project became Meta, this global social media juggernaut that's now betting billions on the metaverse. The sheer scale of it is just incredible. Okay, now this next guy is super interesting because his work is so foundational. We're talking about Larry Ellison and Oracle. Now, Oracle might not be a flashy household name like the others, but believe me, for decades, their database and cloud tech has been the quiet, powerful engine running behind the scenes for countless businesses all over the globe.
And this brings up a really key point about tech wealth. It is so volatile. I mean, it's all tied to the stock market, so fortunes can swing wildly and fast. Get this, a big surge in Oracle's stock actually, for a brief moment, made Larry Ellison wealthier than Elon Musk. It just goes to show you how fast things can change in this world.
All right, so we've looked at these massive empires built on code, on data, on the cloud. But that's only half the picture. What if I told you there's another path to a mega fortune that has absolutely nothing to do with technology?
Yeah, we are totally shifting gears now. We're going from the digital to the physical, from data to desire. Let's dive into a completely different kind of empire, one built on a whole other set of rules.
So meet Bernard Arnault. His fortune? It wasn't built in Silicon Valley. Nope. It was crafted piece by piece in Paris. His empire is LVMH, the world's largest luxury goods company. And this is wealth built not on algorithms or code, but on something else entirely. Heritage, craftsmanship, and the sheer power of a brand that people dream of owning.
See, Arnold's whole empire is proof that these mega fortunes can be built on things you can actually touch and feel. We're talking about high fashion, incredible fragrances, timeless brands, physical goods. The value here comes from craftsmanship, from history, not from a line of code.
Okay, so we've seen the two main paths to the top, tech and luxury. Now let's pull back. Let's take a look at the bigger picture. How does this all play out on a global scale? Where are these billionaires coming from? What does the map of wealth really look like?
So, as of 2025, we're talking about more than 3,000 billionaires across the globe. And look,
It's obviously an incredibly exclusive club, but its members really do come from all corners of the world.
So where's all this wealth concentrated? Well, the US is still out in front with the most billionaires by far. China's right up there, of course, but what's really interesting is the growing number from places like India and France. It really shows you that this isn't just an American story anymore. It's a global phenomenon.
So if we're going to sum up the global view, it's this. The US is still number one, no doubt, and a lot of that is fueled by tech, e-commerce, and software. But the top 100 list, it's definitely getting more international. You're seeing these major power players emerge from India, France, China, the Middle East. It's a real shift in global economic power.
Okay, we've looked at the people, we've looked at the numbers around the world. So what does this all mean? What's the big takeaway here? What does this incredible concentration of wealth really tell us?
You know, when you really look at all the evidence, it kind of boils down to two main playbooks for getting to the very top. Path number one, build the future. Use disruptive technology, code, data, crazy engineering. Path number two, master timeless luxury. It's the art of desire, built on heritage and brand.
So here's the crucial point, the real takeaway. The world's greatest fortunes today are being built on two completely different ideas of what value even is. On one hand, you've got the intangible world of data and software, something you can scale to infinity. And on the other, you have the very tangible, very exclusive world of craftsmanship and heritage. It's a fascinating contrast, isn't it?
And that leaves us with one last really big question to chew on. What about the future? Will the next generation of mega empires follow one of these two paths? Or is there a third path getting ready to emerge, something totally new that we haven't even seen yet? It's definitely something to think about.